Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self love, self care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we are joined by a special guest, the vegan chef herself, Ms. Device. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I am A Slate, and this is Lady Grace.
Lady Grace is ready for the turn up. I like it. Okay, so we know that vegan eating is clean eating, and that's what's best for us. How did you get into this whole vegan food movement?
Well, I started off vegetarian at first, in 2006, and then I gradually went up to becoming vegan in 2011. And it was to me a right decision for me to go into, for myself, and also for the environment and for animal welfare.
Oh, I like animals too. So I have a problem, right? So I'm with the whole clean eating, better eating, but I'm stuck because I love chicken and I love cheese. And so those are like the biggest things. So can you talk to us a little bit about how to give up those, like giving up beef and pork, that was no problem. Bacon, fine. But the chicken and the cheese, I'm not there.
Well, I think it's just like for animal, I call it flesh. So like I try to I guess demonize it to make it less desirable for me. So like for chicken, I never really had a desire for any flesh before, but there's a lot of alternatives that are on market. I offer an alternative at my pop-ups, and then for people that have an addiction to cheese or dairy, sorry, I say a lot.
No, you're fine.
It is meant for people to get addicted. It's meant for a cow to get addicted to it, a baby cow to get addicted to it. And the chemical is called casein, which all mammals produce when lactating, which is a protein. And when humans consume it, it's about 4 times the amount that a human gets. So automatically your body is going to want this chemical, because your brain is like, oh, I need this. And so like for me, that was a problem. It was for me, it was cottage cheese. I couldn't give up cottage cheese.
Oh, wow.
and so like that, I had to research and understand the reasons why I shouldn't be doing this. Like a baby cow, that's their milk. I'm not a baby cow or a baby. So I try to like pit things into like perspective of where am I sourcing things. Like there are bad vegan cheeses and there are good vegan cheeses that are on the market. And then you can make your own cheeses by fermenting. I have a cooking class that I do once a year on how to ferment your own cheeses made from nuts and seeds. And like, to me, I don't really crave it anymore because it's not in my system and I'm not looking for it, because I have the resources for the alternatives.
Yeah, okay. And you know, you talked about milk, and of course everybody talks about milk in such vile and horrid ways that if you are a milk lover, it hurts just a little. I don't drink as much milk as I used to, of course, when I was a kid. But how do you get around recipes that call for milk? So, like, if I'm making, like vegetarian hamburger helper, you have to have milk, to go with the cheese. Like, so how do you get around? Like, what's
Well,
your milk alternatives?
I use soy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, rice milk, hemp milk. Like there's all different sources of that can be an alternative to milk in recipes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I've been to some of your pop-ups and I thoroughly enjoy your food. As a non-vegan person myself, it is food that I can eat. I can identify it. I'm like, this tastes like the real thing. Like, my favorite meal is chicken and macaroni and cheese. So
yeah, yes. People love that mac and cheese.
Yes. So, and actually, A Slate and I, we ventured down to Third Perk on a few occasions, to your pop-ups, and had a good meal. It was nice and full, and then I went home and was like, I felt bad for every time in my life I ever drank milk or every time I ever ate cheese. And it's like,
I feel like when I don't look back and say that I did something wrong, I was just not informed. Right. And so I, each day or each moment, I try to do something bigger and better, or to help myself and help the environment and help the earth. That's
What are some of the cheese alternatives? Because I've never had a good vegan cheese except when I eat with you.
Right.
So well, I make my own cheese. I make my own cheese, and then I add some the Whole Foods plant-based brand to it to make it more gooey. But there are I like Miyoko's cheeses. I think it's Bio Life. That's a good cheese also. I am addicted to Kite Hills. I love Kite Hills so much because they ferment their foods, and which I really enjoy.
So it sounds like you have really, really researched some of the foods.
Right.
But what are
I'm making a list.
Yeah. What are some of the benefits of going vegan? I know, for me, it would be helpful because I'm nursing, and I have taken dairy out to help with some of the colicky behavior. So what are some of the benefits of going vegan?
Well, for me, it was more not to have harm towards harming others for my food, clothing, environment. To me, being vegan doesn't mean healthy. For a lot of people, it's mostly just making sure that you don't eat anything that comes from an animal, or entertainment, going to zoos or circuses, places like that that are using animals as entertainment. When I suggest people to do is to go Whole Foods, give you what, and the benefits of that is are you able to hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm sorry. Mucus within your body, and more energy throughout the day.
Right. I know that was one of the things that in watching, DVDs like What the Health and what is it, Urban Kryptonite, and they talk about most of the diseases in the body come from a buildup of mucus, and most of the time we have this buildup because the things that we eat and we consume, we don't notice that it has those hidden traces of casein or the hidden traces of dairy.
Yeah.
we
Like,
get it and we're thinking, oh, this is good for me, and then you don't feel any better, and that's why, because they're still sneaking it in different different things, different ways. Okay, so tell us how.
And also, like, even if you consumed like potato chips, potatoes, like that can cause mucus also, and mucus is just like more of the processed foods, they cause mucus also. And so, like, for me, like, every time I eat a potato, I'm like, oh, because I know that mucus is forming and it's coming up. So then I, like, drink my teas, or I'll eat a fruit, or try to balance it at least. Like, nobody's perfect unless.
Right. So when you go places, when you go places like for carry-ins and everything, do you find that people give you this weird, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any food for you, I didn't know you were coming, and you're just like, it's not that big a deal?
No, I don't really. I expect if I'm going somewhere, I will research what they have,
right,
or I'll see if they have an alternative. But if not, I'm not gonna complain about it. Like,
I work at school.
I chose to live. You said what?
I work in at school, and so of course there's always food, and everything is celebrated with food. So we always have these carry-ins, and then people go, "Oh, I forgot. You don't eat this. Oh, well, do you want?" And I'm like, it's really okay. I typically, pack my lunch or bring my own food for that reason. But it's just like that reaction, and people go, "Oh, dang!" And it's like, it's really not a big deal. It's like, it's really okay.
Oh, they feel sorry for you.
Right. Yeah, it's like the pity face
like,
or something.
no.
Like, it's fine. I didn't expect you to eat like the way I eat.
I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, I can eat when I get home. Or go to a restaurant, and a lot of restaurants have alternatives. So I'm good for the environment. Like, I'm able to socialize with other. Their choice, not mine, to eat flesh than to do it. So.
Right. So tell us about the vegan.
I'm sorry, are y'all
festivals.
breaking in and out?
Mine kind of was for a minute, but
okay.
I think it's okay. So tell us about the vegan food festival. Like, where did the idea come from?
Well, I saw that since Columbus is doing something, Cleveland was doing something. I was like, why isn't Dayton doing anything? So I just brainstormed and looked for a location and put things together. But I wouldn't have been able to do this. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes now.
Are you fine?
Without the volunteers, the sponsors that were able to donate, and I just wanted to see Dayton to do something and increase the vegan awareness in Dayton and surrounding areas, so people can have somewhere to get together and not worry about asking, is this vegan? Was this made with such an honey, or does it have eggs in it or anything like that? I wanted to, like, a safe space for everyone to go to.
Yes, it definitely felt like a safe space. My husband has recently gone.
Oh, thank you.
He's going vegan, and so for somebody like me who's not vegan or vegetarian, for me it was an eye-opening experience to walk around and meet these different vendors that sell these same foods that I love, that actually taste like the foods I love, but a lot healthier, a lot cleaner for, for our world, our environment, and for my body. So like, it was amazing. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, people don't know what's out there, so why not bring it all in one place? Like, so people can be like, oh wow, this is something new. I can try. I can support someone local. Journey that I'm going through.
Yeah, we definitely support you on that journey, and for my husband, especially, he looks forward to them because he's like, yeah, finally I can eat, and I can eat everything, and I don't have to look at this, or I don't have to watch labels. And I'm like, okay, I'm just, whatever you want to try. And he's like, I want to try everything.
You don't have to ask questions.
Right. And then I'll ask him, like, well, what vendor do you want to try? And he's like, I want to try everything. So I'm just like walking around like, okay, well, they have this, and what do you want? And he definitely loves the bowl that you make that has the jackfruit and the collard greens and the macaroni and cheese.
Oh, the mac bowl.
Oh yeah, that.
It's like summertime barbecue-ish backyard kind of all together in one.
Definitely. And as somebody whose favorite food is chicken and macaroni and cheese, I'm like, hey, I can do this mac bowl. Like, this is all right.
Thank you. But I just wanted to inform everyone that this year it will not be happening because of what's going on right now. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I just didn't want to like risk vendors, risk the people that come there. Just because we are vegan or plant-based, we can still get it. It's not like we have a special shield.
Right. Absolutely.
We're less likely because of our choices that we make in our diet.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about cost. I know for a lot of people, going vegan or vegetarian is something that, isn't always cost effective. So talk to us about ways that you find, to get those same good foods, but, cost cutting measures.
Well, I tend to shop by season, and when you shop by season, then it's less expensive. So apples are usually year round at low, and greens are most like hardy greens are mostly low in the winter when it's harvest time. So when I'll look at a wheel, there's a harvest wheel of fruits and vegetables when they're in season. And that's what I usually get. And the reason why it's so expensive is if someone gets the processed vegan food. So if you are shopping those cheeses and you're shopping for those meat alternatives, then it's more expensive because you're not doing it yourself. But if you wanted to, it's easy. Like if you wanted to make a burger, you can just add beans, lentils. You can add your vegetables if you're not really into vegetables, and combine it all. Have your own burgers that you can freeze if you wanted to. So to me, it's only how you really wanted to go vegan, then it's best to like stick to basics first. Expensive, like your rice, oats, beans, vegetables. I'm looking at my cabinets. So it's really easy. Like just stick to your basics.
So stick to my basics.
and it will be less expensive.
Okay. Just like basic fruits and vegetables.
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes, yes, that's like the miracle food because you can make them taste like other things.
Yeah.
That's always good.
And it's all about how you season your things. Like it's about texture and how you flavor things. And those are two things to like make everything like legit really good.
Okay. So what kind of seasonings and flavors do you recommend?
Well, I go for I like curry. So I make my own curry blends. I do a lot of spice blends also. So it just depends on what you like. If you like herbs, fresh herbs or dry herbs. I do a lot of spices. I love spice. And it's basically for me because I for heart health that I'm good because of family history. So I implement things in my diet to help me in general. So like spices and herbs to me are medicine. And what you put in your food is medicine. So I
definitely. As soon as you said that, I always think in song lyrics. So I immediately started thinking about the Dead Prez song when they say that let your food be your medicine, no, etc. And health is wealth. I'm like, yeah, like all of that is ringing true.
Lady Gaga always has a song.
I know, right? Okay, so we know what inspired you to go vegan and about the vegan, pop-up, which we love so much. So tell us, how do you balance it all? What do you do for self-care?
Well, I like to listen to saying it right or wrong, mantras. So to ground myself, because to me, being a single mother is very hard. And a toddler, to me, is harder than a baby because a toddler is like got their own mindset, and like it's a balance of like making sure that I'm taken care of by the end of the day. Every day I try to listen to mantras, meditate, try to learn something different about what's out there, so I can be more grounded for myself.
I like that.
Thank you.
All right, so we got about 6 or 7 minutes left, and Ace Slade is going to try to get Lady Grace to cooperate so she can give us our mindfulness minute and our self-care assignment for this week.
She has given me permission. I'm not going to ask her to cooperate. I'm going to cooperate with her. Bless her
Okay.
heart. But we have to do some weird poses right now. Self-care assignment for this week is eat organic. And you were talking about shopping seasonally and using your herbs and your legumes and your beans. And that's our self-care assignment for this week. Eat organic. Eating food without pesticides, hormones, and fertilizers is better for your body and for the earth. Organic food has become increasingly popular in the past 10 to 20 years as people are becoming more conscious of what they feed themselves and their families and learning that we are not cows. Visit a grocery store that sells organic products like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and do your weekly grocery shopping. Organic food tends to cost a few dollars more unless you shop seasonally, but it is worth it. You know what you're putting into your body and you don't have to worry about anything unnatural, not even the cheese. So this week's self-care assignment is eat organic. Our mindfulness minute is learning to love the body. I accept my body as my vehicle through life. I care for the body in the best way that I know, honoring it on this short journey through my present incarnation. The Mindfulness Minute says, when I was a kid, we used to make little folded paper boats and float them down a neighborhood stream. They would tumble down rapids, swirl in eddies, and eventually get waterlogged and no longer float. The human body is just like that little paper boat. It goes along joyfully through the rapids of life, and then at some point, slowly or all of a sudden, it no longer works. We must learn to love our bodies while we have them, whether they work well or not well. Notice the sensations of your body in intimate detail. Send feelings of love and appreciation towards your body, especially the parts that are causing you discomfort, if there's any. Notice the temporary nature of your body and resolve to take care of it while you can. Do everything to the best of your ability. And our mindfulness minute, again for the week, is learning to love your body. So you're learning to love your body. You're eating organic. And do not forget, we cannot forget, we got to feed that one thing. So let's move over to our brain science.
All right. So our brain science this week is your brain on food. So like an expensive car, your brain functions best when it only gets premium fuel. So eating high quality foods that contain lots of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants nourishes the brain and protects it from oxidative stress. The waste, as they call it, or free radicals produced when your body uses oxygen, which can damage your cells. Unfortunately, just like an expensive car, your brain can be damaged if you ingest anything other than premium fuel. So watch those processed foods, get that diet together. Diets high in refined sugars, for example, are harmful to your brain. In addition to worsening your body's regulation of insulin, they also promote inflammation and oxidative stress. Studies have found a correlation between a diet high in sugar and impaired brain function. Worse than drugs. What?
It is a drug.
Yes. Well, there's Dr. B. Serious, who was on the Urban Kryptonite DVDs, and he says that if you are addicted to sugar, you can easily be addicted to cocaine because the same parasite craves sugar and cocaine.
It affects the same parts of the brain also.
Yeah, that kind of like blew me away, but I'm like, man, I gotta get this sweet tooth under control because I know I'm not a drug addict at all, but you know, it was just very eye-opening. So this week we're gonna make small changes to our diet. So we're gonna eat better, have better brain function, maybe
eat consciously.
Yes, get these bodies together. You know, with all that clean eating, you can't help but to have, you know, a better body, right? So I'm definitely, I've been taking small steps. I'm going to keep taking those steps. A. Slade, of course, has been doing a wonderful job as she's had to change her diet.
Sure.
Lady Grace has her favorite foods and not favorite foods already.
Yeah, we got some lactate milk down there too.
I love it. Well, Devis, we thank you for joining us on our show today. And Lady Grace, thank you for your debut. You can always find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and wherever you get your favorite podcasts, or you can email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. I'm Lady Bounce.
And I am A. Slate.
And we out.
See ya.